This is something that we normally do every year towards the end of the season, week to week, when we get that last stretch run at Thanksgiving.
Ernest likes to knee jerk, so we're doing it.
Well, right. This is where I declared my Jaguars run.
Well, right.
Yeah, I knee jerk. Okay, we know this already though. So we're now 7 weeks into the season. We'll have our midterms.
Less than half, by the way. The student team hasn't even done midseason awards yet.
And I think that's next week's show, either next week or the week after.
Well, something like that. Anyways, continue.
We'll figure it out. Yeah. We always look at the playoff picture.
That's right. Continue.
It's early, but we'll look at the playoff picture right now. And we'll see if the playoffs start today. And basically, the whole point of this is saying, okay, based on the teams right now, the playoffs start today, will this picture hold? Like, which teams you see here that are in first place or wild card?
Who do you trust? Is that
who do you trust? Hubba. Do you want to go AFC, NFC first?
NFC.
So NFC first. All right. So right now, I'll break this down. Right now, of course, NFC East leading the Eagles, NFC North leading the Lions, NFC South, West leading the Niners, and then of course the Dirty South, the Falcons, the Fraudcons. Your current 3 wild cards at the playoffs today are the Seattle Seahawks at 5, the Cowboys at 6, the Bucks at 7. Let's go division leaders first. What holds?
Bucks as a playoff team.
What holds here?
The Niners, the Eagles.
That's it?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, I could say the Lions. That's fair.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm with you. All 3 of those teams hold. Not a question. The South is a fucking mess.
It took the Vikings getting a miracle win over the Niners to be 3-4. If they were 2-5 and the Lions have a 3-game win, holy guacamole.
Yeah. I'm with you as well too. I'm not locking Atlanta at all for anything because I'm not even sure if they're a wild card team because that's how there's 2 topsy-turvy right now. The wild cards: Seattle, Dallas, Tampa. Currently 5, 6, and 7 wild cards. Do you feel good about any of these teams at least being a wild card team? Do we want to lock them up?
About being a wild card team? Certainly not the Cowboys, right?
I'll still say yes on the Cowboys.
Hashtag you problem. Okay. I predicted them before going into it to miss the playoffs. So
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm kind of leaning towards Seattle also locking too because I am
locking up Seattle.
Because I don't trust the teams below. I will say this much, though, and you're going to hate me for saying this, but I'll say it anyway. I think Minnesota is a team to watch out for that wild card. They're only a half game behind for the 7th. But listen.
All right, go ahead.
They're only a half game behind for the 7th seed. Okay, behind Tampa. Okay.
Honestly, this, and if you're all like, see, I told you the Vikings. The reason why I get so thrown off is the seventh team on both sides.
Agreed.
So stupid.
And I think for me, this is why I say I think Minnesota's a team to watch out for. Is that outside the playoff window here, which team can you really say can make a run in the playoffs that you feel like, okay, this can happen? The only team I feel confident in is the Rams. That is it. There's no other team below 8 that I see, okay, this can make a run. Not Washington, not New Orleans, that's win the division. Green Bay, I think, is cooked. Chicago, Arizona, and Carolina. So to me, Minnesota, with that win last night, plus their 4 losses, all of them 1 score.
I think first of all, Minnesota always seems to lose the close games this year, whereas last year they didn't, right?
Right.
I think because the schedule's so damn weak, I think one of your NFC South teams will fraud their way in. And if the fraud cons don't win the division, I think they'll sneak in as the frauds they are that way through the wild card over the Vikings. And then we'll have to listen to James Thompson. Our team's a playoff team. Shut up.
So you're saying that you see 2 South teams getting in the playoffs this year?
I do. Because that's how much the schedule matters, EJ Christian.
Right.
I think that's more likely than the Vikings is what I'm saying.
No. To your point, that's actually a good point because of the schedules and, they may be able to stiff arm enough teams. To me, the only other team here other than the Vikings that can make some noise here in the wild card is the Rams. That is it. But that loss was
a lot tougher road, bro.
Yeah, they do. To your point. So yeah, I would lock. Honestly, I will lock Dallas and Seattle. Honestly, on my end, I think I set up Seattle to just be.
You're ready to lock. You aren't a very smart Cowboys fan, haven't you?
Because again, as I said to you, which teams below are you seeing creeping up there to take their spot?
I made that clear.
that will require a third NFC South team to do that. Then
Maybe.
remember, yeah.
And to your point, like, you know, I'm not ready to say the red tails sneak in. I'm not.
No, I'm not. No, they're terrible.
I'll put it this way: the Cowboys being the 7th seed and sneaking in with a losing record, I'm not prepared to rule that out either. I had 4 or 5 teams with 8 wins in the NFC, so like I can't lock the Cowboys, but I can't rule them out either, right? Like if I look through here, 8-win teams, your Giants, which is out the window because Saquon's hurt, your Cowboys, the Packers, your Vikings, and is there another one? No, that's them. So I even have the Vikings with 8 wins. So yeah, as much as I'm dismissing them, I can't.
Right. All right. So let's say AFC now. So right now, your current division leaders in the AFC, in the East, in the West, you got the Chiefs, you got the Dolphins in the East, you got the Ravens in the North, and the Jacksonville Jaguars in the South. Your current wild card teams right now that start today, and I'm going to ask you this real quick: how the fuck are both 5 and 6, the Steelers and Browns at 4 and 2? That is insane to me right now.
I picked the Steelers to win 10 games.
I did too. No. For your record, I had them as a 5 seed this year before the season started, but they haven't looked like a wild card team this year. They've just eked out wins. It's culture. It's culture.
That's why I picked them to win 10 in the first place. Right. And the only reason they didn't get to the playoffs last year is because they didn't start Kenny.
I'm going to say it has looked pretty. That's what I'm saying. Browns too.
Again, historically, name me a pretty Steelers team. You can't.
This is pretty ugly, though. This is one of the ugliest ones I've ever seen.
That's okay. That's a separate conversation. The question was, name me a pretty Steelers team. Continue.
So 5-6, Steelers, Browns 4 and 2, and the 7th seed is currently the Buffalo Bills. So,
which is fun.
All right, let's get division leaders first. Chiefs, Dolphins, Ravens, Jaguars. Who you locking?
The Chefs for sure.
Yep.
The Jags for sure.
Yep.
Oh God. But nobody else. Yeah.
Yeah. Those two definitely. I wanted to lock the Dolphins, sort of.
You can't.
But it's just. But well, here's why. I'm gonna tell you why. To your point, Buffalo is the most frustrating team to cover in this league in terms of let's trying to equate who they are, because I think you said in the podcast before, they have the highest ceiling. When they are great, they are arguably the best team in football, but the floor is fucking pretty bad too.
Correct. Well, and let me remind you of some of the teams on the Dolphins' remaining schedule: the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Bills to finish the season. I don't know if you want to count the Cowboys.
Count them. Absolutely count them.
And then I would also count the Jets twice still, for one reason and one reason alone. What have the Dolphins proven they can't play against?
Tough defenses. Physical defenses.
Bingo. So if Zach Wilson decides to be decent, then we're okay, right?
So yeah, I'm with you on the Jags. Definitely lock them up. I mean, I locked them up back in December last year, for the record. I'm still being proven correct on that.
You're an idiot.
Shut up. Chiefs, yes. Dolphins, I'm gonna wait. Holding pattern.
Mr. Lock it up. Where was your prediction on how good the Jags defense would be in that carrying the team? Where's all that there, Nostradamus?
The reason I can't lock the Ravens up, though, for one reason, even though I think they're really good team.
Just say the division.
Not only that, is Lamar against the finish line this year?
That to me, that doesn't matter as much because Hundley's proven he could be a capable backup.
But I say the last 2 years though, they barely snuck in the playoffs last year because and then
you're talking about division lead. Okay, that's a separate.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
okay.
Lamar's missed 5 games last 2 years.
Just needed to reset the expectation. That's all.
Just letting you know, buddy. So yeah, I can't lock on the Ravens just yet. I can't lock on any of these wildcard teams either. Even though I predicted Pittsburgh to win the 5 seed, before the year started. Because I still think Cincinnati will make a run, though their schedule's fucking brutal out the bye. I don't know if you saw the schedule yet. It's pretty tough. The other team that I can see making a run late. I mean, the Chargers are still 2-4, but they can still make a late season run like they did last year. So I wouldn't rule that out just yet. The Jets are sitting right there. Houston's sitting right there. Buffalo's too wonky. I feel better about Buffalo going forward, though. If I had to pick it,
I'm
but
I'm gonna lock them to make the playoffs. Sure, we're like, let's not get.
I'm kind of with you on that one somewhat, but I don't know. I think Cincy still gets in somehow. That takes one spot away. I don't think both Cleveland and Pittsburgh get in. To be honest with you, I don't see both of them getting in.
I don't have Cleveland making it. Granted, they're on a tear that's way better than I thought. I think I had them winning 6 games. Granted, they've won a couple that weren't expected, and props to that defense for doing it. I knew they were good. I thought Deshaun Watson would hurt them a lot more. But then if he's not playing, how can he hurt them?
It's true. So yeah, and keep an eye, dude. I'm intrigued by 2 teams here in this mix also too. Houston and the Jets.
I'm not ready to crown Houston yet, but yeah. I was thought to be nuts for picking them to win 7, and now I look like a pessimist, right?
Well, we'll see how the rest of the year goes. Still got 4 wins to go before you get there, but yeah, so far so good. The Jets, like I said, their defense can go a long way. So yeah, the only other team I can see making a run here late year is the Chargers. That is it. Colts injuries are going to be a problem. They're frisky. Raiders, come on now. Titans, they're blowing it up. Patriots, come on now. And Broncos suck. So there you go. Boom. One last thing before we get to college